anybody misses out on those, they can watch it in the recording that we'll be distributing at once this is all done. So I'd like to introduce to you my friend and colleague over many years, Shelly Berman Rivera. She's a business coach and strategist who works very closely with her clients, and we end up complementing each other pretty well because a lot of our clients need help with their websites, and we can help. We basically help with that. I'm Donato D'Andrio, owner of Compete Now Web Design and Digital Marketing. Heavy focus on websites and design, but we also do various digital marketing activities as well. Do you want to give a little bit more of your background, Shelly? Then I tried to touch on some of that, but I'm sure you can elaborate as well.
Yeah, thanks, Donato. It's great to be here with you and see what impact we can make in the small business world in this crisis that we're in. I have been running my own company for over 35 years, various companies, but specifically business coaching for the last 16. I work with small business owners, not of a particular industry, because I believe we all have the same issues. And one of those issues is working on our own business when we're busy trying to take care of other clients. And the other issue is finding trusted people in our fields that we can really refer our clients to. So particularly in web design, search engine, it's just swamped out there. So
yeah, it's a lot out there.
A lot out there. But so for me, I've chosen to work with you over 10 years that we have been taking care of our clients, writing concept, copywriting, and designing beautiful websites. It's been a pleasure to work with you and to continue our relationship.
It's been both ways. Definitely been a pleasure both ways. Looks like we got pretty much everybody joined in now. To give some background on the presentation today, there's been a lot of content out there that I've been following closely that is survival mode for businesses, and very important to do things, all the different topics related to what you can apply for loans, and making hard decisions about expenses and payroll and employees and how we're going to get through this. And today's presentation is more focused on, once that's kind of settled, now what do we do? What can we do to maximize this time and make sure that we do what we can to come out on the other side of this ahead and ready to pick ourselves back up, rehire everybody, and really take off running and thrive. So that's really what we're going to try to cover today, is what you can be doing now and over the next month or two to for that to happen. So I think Shelly, you can talk a little bit more about that, but that's kind of where I think this kind of webinar kind of follows that immediate survival mode mentality, and everybody will be going through that. But what else can we do as business owners to really maximize our time, because we're not used to having maybe as much time as a lot of owners have now at this time of year.
Yeah, and there's two feelings that I think emerge from that. One is we didn't see it coming, and whoa, what happened to my clients, my income, how am I going to survive this? What do we do right now? And then there's also, I don't have to be at work at 7 o'clock. I don't have to be in the shower and out the door. So we all have been running this pace, this fervent pace of life and work. And for small business owners, we don't really have the time to work on our own business. And, addressing when crises happen emotionally, we go into fight, flight, or freeze. And part of my intention for the webinar is to really give the message that we cannot freeze. You can take a little rest and take this time to recover from what we've been doing, but this is the time to stand up and stand out. This is the time to make sure everybody's online, that we don't disappear, and that we're not passively waiting for this period of time to go back. Because I believe when we go back, and we will, that it's going to be different. It's not going to be exactly what it was. And there will be more companies that understand the value of working out of the home, working online, and building their brand. And so we can't freeze. We can't go into paralysis. I'm frightened, Donato's frightened. We all have to deal with oh no, what? But moving into action is really the next step, as I see it.
Mm-hmm.
You agree?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is the time to reevaluate what we can do now, the services we can offer, and how we can add value to the situation. There were a lot of companies that kind of jumped right into just sending out their COVID policies, but aside from that, what can you do now to help your customers and clients, and how can you keep your business thriving, and or at least in the meantime, and then what can we do to what processes can we develop now that are going to actually help a lot once this all passes. So I have some examples of that, or an example of that I can show, and then you have a story as well if you wanted to talk about one of your clients.
Let me share the story. To me, this is like classic. So let's understand this client. His name is David. He does have technical skills. I'm not suggesting that we all know how to do this immediately, but there are resources. There's you, there's me. We can help people figure this out. But David is a neuropsychologist dealing with couples therapy and stress management in the North Shore. 14 days ago, we were talking about he has a waiting list of 2 to 3 months. And we were discussing, what do you do when a client wants to come in and they have urgency and you can't see them? How do you keep them? How do you get them into your practice if they need you now and you can't see them? Within 2 days, I get the phone call, we need a complete change of focus. I need to go to telehealth. I need to do this right now. His wife they have a young kid. The wife is pregnant, due in April. Like, we're in crisis mode, and he can no longer see clients. So I literally don't even know where it came from, to be honest with you, Donato, but I'm a strategist. And so I said, okay, what do we need to do right now? The first thing we need to do is put a notification bar someplace on that website. And I learned about those from you. But a notification bar letting the audience, prospects and clients, know what's going on with you and your company. Notification bar. 2, you got to get to Google My Business.
Do you want to go through step by step? Just to
Let me tell the story, and then you can go back and cover this.
Oh, okay, yeah. I have the checklist, and we can show. I have some example sites to show those too. But yeah,
that'd be great. So I'll tell the story, and then you can bank.
Yeah. If we go too fast, everyone, we'll go back through each one, and then we do have a document for you.
Bar. I said to him, go get to Google My Business, which is also shocking, and we can talk about it. But a lot of the clients that I recommended this to didn't know about Google My Business, hadn't grabbed their listing. And we'll talk about why that's so important, but had him update Google My Business, had him get into LinkedIn, immediately go to the top part of your message saying now offering online telehealth therapy. Had him immediately, we've drafted an email to his audience. You've got to let your audience know what you're doing, what you're able to do, and what you're handling in this period of time. Mm-hmm. Email marketing. If you're not email marketing, I know a lot of people will say to me, I don't want another email and I don't want to send another email, but you have no other way to reach your whole audience if you don't get that database in order and talk to them through email marketing. And the next thing is really creating your concept. Your concept. What is the concept? Who is your client? What need are you filling? And that probably needs to change immediately, your messaging, as well as not only writing your concept, but getting into that website in the immediate moment, tweaking how you offer it. And the second thing is to make sure that you are working on building a new website. Either updating or building your website. Now is the time. And this is all about brand visibility. Rebranding, branding, and making that brand stand out. And the last thing on the checklist was video. This is the opportunity for you to be seen and heard, have a face to your business. I know it's not easy to do. It's one of the reasons I like doing it with Donato and other people that have the technical skills. But doing video is really important in the sea of what's happening online. Where'd you go, Donato?
So yeah, my video just stopped, but we'll just keep going.
Okay, that's too bad. All right, so do you want to go back? Do you want to show the checklist? Do you want to tease?
Yeah. I'll share my screen so I can show the checklist of the things you should be doing now. Just given everything, so you should be seeing my screen any second now. All right, so you touched on the notification bar for the site. the Google Business,
Why don't
LinkedIn.
you want to speak to the notification bar? Did you want to show
Yeah,
some examples?
yep, I can show some good examples. Let's see. So here is one of the clients where she put a notification message right on the site, video coaching now available. So just letting her prospective clients or current clients know that that is something she can offer immediately after going to the homepage. This was somebody that signed up for today's webinar. That
She's
this
one of
was a
our clients, and she's so active. She's a networker. She's in corporations. She is coaching. She was not just online. This was a really, actually, my client, I suggested it, and she did a fabulous job. It looks great, and she's an amazing executive coach. Amazing.
yeah. And then this is another one where it's kind of more upfront and in your face that I saw on somebody that signed up for this webinar. And I thought it was a really interesting approach I hadn't seen yet. Well, actually, it's now they are off, but well, that must have been updated since we started the webinar. But here's another one where it's more of a lock. This is one that I'm putting on a lot of our client websites where it's just kind of this red top bar that can deliver whatever message you need to at the top. And that's also been very effective.
And then, like that one. And once you have a notification bar on your website, you can always change it, close for a holiday or new offerings or new group starting. It's a pretty easy way to navigate.
That's a good point. Yeah, this spa has updated this message already a couple of times, but it's a good point too. Where it's just a useful thing to have even after this whole crisis is done, is to be able to put some kind of like alert on the site. So that works really well. And just going back to the list, did we want to just show some examples of and I can talk a little bit about Google My Business.
Yeah, I mean, I can speak to it for a minute while you look for some examples. But you'd never believe that Google My Business is how Google can find you. And it's a profile. You can add pictures, videos, having people. This is a great time to ask people to write a testimonial for you because they have more time to get it done. But even 2 Google reviews a month is going to increase your search engine.
Yeah, so just to build off of that, the Google My Business is the map pages that show up when you search for a product or service. We all see it. It's the single most effective thing that most small businesses can do to really have an immediate impact on for their local SEO. And it's very, very straightforward. So if you haven't claimed your Google business page already, you definitely would want to. And once you do, fill in the profile and get as many reviews as possible. So this is a great activity for business owners. In the meantime, they could be setting this up, or if they already have it set up, maximizing their profiles and trying to fill in more information, and then also sending out requests to your past customers and clients to write a review for you on Google.
Give them the direct link to the
I will.
pages. No, I mean, when you have it up, take the link and send it to them.
Yep. So to get that link, you just look up your own company profile and you go down and you click write a review. And then you can actually do a shortened version of this link. And there's another way from within your profile to get the share link. This is one way that I've always done that works really well. You can share that link, shorten it so that it's not so long using like a bit.ly or a tinyurl.com and start releasing it, because the more reviews you get, the better ranking your local business page is going to get. And the more likely that you're going to be found in the maps when somebody Googles. So I worked on mine over the course of a couple of years.
So the 2 things are, one, if you don't have a Google My Business page, go grab it. It's easy, it's free, set it up now. If you have one, utilize it, update your information, and start to request clients to write testimonials, particularly in downtime where they would normally not even have time to do that.
Yep. And to do that, you go to google.com/mybusiness. And if you haven't claimed it already, you can click Manage Now and search for your business and try to claim that profile. Usually what they'll do is they'll verify it via either a phone call with an automated message and a code, or they could verify it by sending your business address a postcard with the with that code to verify. And once you do that, you'll be able to access your profile. And then from there, you can edit the info that's on your profile and all the various things. So this is just it's kind of a tedious, annoying thing to have to do. That's why a lot of businesses that even know how to do this don't ever get around to it. But it's if you have the time, this is definitely well worth the time investment and gathering reviews to get some business coming in the meantime.
The next checklist is LinkedIn. Feel free to look at my LinkedIn. I have created a lot of great relationships because of my LinkedIn profile. I've had opportunities come my way. I don't accept everybody. I don't respond to everybody, but your LinkedIn profile is so important because LinkedIn also has a huge search engine. And so oftentimes you can put your name in Google, you're going to come up, your LinkedIn profile is going to come up before your own website, even if you have the best SEO. So utilize LinkedIn. I really encourage you. Take the time now, set up your profile, look at mine. It's been very successful. I've used the format for many clients, and see if you can just be productive. One thing we wanted to mention about this checklist is that this is an active checklist. And once you've completed the task, you can put a check mark right into it and know that you're getting some stuff done. We spoke a little bit about email. You know, I don't really care who you use. I've been with Constant Contact for 15 years. I just know the product very well. I don't know, do you use anything else, Donato?
Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with is fine. Yeah, I think they pretty much all do the same thing for the most part, for what most businesses need.
But a lot of people, it's simple. It's not simple at all. But your database, this is an incredible opportunity to get your database in order. Mm-hmm. Get it loaded and send your email to your clients. Let them know how you're doing, what to expect. I get one email almost every other day from a salon telling me what their plans are, what they're thinking. They're not taking appointments now, but they'll be in touch. And just sending encouragement. Be in touch with your clients. Don't disappear. Mm-hmm. As we spoke to updating your concept, this is something that I happen to be very skilled at. Succinct, short language that's demonstrated on your website that you would also use when you speak about your business, but clear, compelling, articulate sentences that lets the prospect know who you are, what you offer, based on their needs and what outcome they can expect. In today's world, brevity, brevity, brevity. How quickly can you say and how compelling can you talk about your business and your offer? No one wants to read too much and no one wants to listen too much. This is an unbelievable time to work on your business concept and base it on what people need now.
Yeah, just to give one example of that, one of our clients is a home services company. So this is a very important time of year, and they typically never imagined they would be able to offer virtual appointments, and they've been able to figure out a way to do that just through a program they have where they can come to the outside of the home, don't even have to meet the business owner or the homeowner, and take pictures of their home, get a 3D rendering, and then provide a quote and sales consultation process using Zoom or Google Hangouts or a number of programs. So it's just an example of adapting to the times and adjusting to be able to accommodate. Yeah. So it was amazing. They never thought they'd be able to do it, and it's just working really well.
To do it, number one. And our other client that does external work as well, we sent out an email saying that you can take a picture of your job and we'll quote it, or we'll do a drive-by and quote it, or you can do a Zoom call and discuss your needs. So right now is a time to be creative. It's creative. It's not sitting letting this time go by. It's what can you do?
Yeah, and that does lead to that point where there aren't many business owners and companies or organizations that we meet that say that their website is something that's been put on the back burner for a long time. So as convenient it is that we would recommend, or I would recommend that as a web designer, something to work on now. It is true. It is something that, it does take time and collaboration. Unless you want just a cookie cutter website that's not really reflective of your business. So it is a good time to rethink and look at the website, and not even necessarily have to build a new one all the time, but for the most part, even just go and look and be like, wow, I haven't updated my core service page information for 2 years, and we don't even carry that product anymore, or a number of things like that. So the website during this time, during this downtime, is a good time to kind of relook at that as well.
I don't know if you, do you have access to my new website that's coming out easily?
Yeah, I can share
So
that.
if you do, on the concept to customer page just yesterday, see, I'm being productive in our downtime. I'm launching a new website, working on it every day with, of course, Donato and his brother Garrett. Great company. But on that, if you can get there, I'll show you something that you
if you let me know that you've been working on it with Garrett directly, so I'm not really sure what the direct link is.
Oh, okay. Well, it'll be launched, but Suburban Appraisal Services, I wrote this little story that he's been so busy for so long that he really, what do I need a new website for? And yet, why wouldn't you, if you're that busy, drive your prospects and your clients to something brand new and spiffy? And we did a before and after picture of the old website and the new website, and it is fabulous, like really fabulous. Yeah, this is the new one.
So that was the new. And then one thing on the list was about video. You can put a video message out to clients, and that same company here did one yesterday, and it was a very easy selfie style video message, and it can be very effective just to show your face that you're still out there doing things, and it can definitely help a lot in terms of getting your message out there and letting everyone know you're still in business, still working, and almost puts yourself out there as a little bit of a leader, and in a way that you're kind of explaining who you are, what you're doing, and how that you can help. So that's
right.
Just
I can speak to that for a second. That it's been hard for me too with the technology, and I'm not sure it's self-confidence. It's just like doing the video and how's it going to look and how's it going to show up and all of that. And as a result, I've partnered with you, and I have another colleague, and came out with a product called Interview Video Marketing. So just like myself, I need help doing it, and I've created a product where we can actually help clients create an interview like this, where they can talk about their business and they can get online through a series of questions. Because like I said, well, this is a great checklist, and I encourage everybody to start to work through it. But if you get stuck and you're like, I can't figure this out and I'm frustrated, forget it. There is help available to get through these. But whatever you can do on your own, we've designed that checklist as a PDF.
We'll send that checklist out as well as the recording from today, of course. And I see if anybody wants to post any questions to the chat, we can address some of those. One person mentioned that Google's not allowing reviews at this time. I see that they're delaying reviews, but those should get published eventually. So I don't think it's definitely something that's going to be changing day to day. But if you do manage to get people to leave reviews, I would expect those to process eventually. So that's definitely still worth trying to gather. And we did mention Google, but if your industry, if like Yelp or one of those other ones is even better, then you should be able to handle that. Marianne says, been reading that Zoom is not safe. Do you have any insights? I've never heard of that. I've been using Zoom a year and a half, and it's worked really well, and I've never really heard anything come up that Zoom's not safe. So I think it should be fine, and it definitely has emerged as a leader in this type of industry.
I've never heard that, and I've been using it for years and years and years.
Cheryl asks, how often should you send emails? Typically, they do monthly. Would weekly be too much? What do you think?
I agree with that monthly. I really don't like it when I sign up just to get something and then they're hitting me with an email every week. But also understand that's selling. Right? No one wants to be sold every week. But I think maintaining information about how we're handling this pandemic, I think a once a week until this is over is really okay. We're
Yeah, I
not
think
selling anything. We're letting people know that how we're available. We are taking bookings. We can do a drive-by. Still open,
um,
letting people know you're open. No one really knows who's open and who's not, or what way they're open.
yeah. Let's see. I agree. I think if you're, I think it's about definitely about consistency and quality of content. So I think that's usually where the breakdown is. Is most small businesses don't have the time or energy to actually create a quality email once a week. It's hard to do it once a month, let alone once a week.
Yeah.
But if you have the quality content, and then
Or if you're informing someone of something.
yeah, exactly. Cheryl likes the idea of a notification bar. Thanks, Cheryl. I think that's a lot of businesses think that you only need to put a notification bar on your site if you're like closing or something. That's been the common thread, but actually the notification bar could be simply that we're operating at full capacity, business as usual. Not as usual, but anything that you can put out there that is important to the message that could get across can be used for that notification bar.
Now, and you'll be on our first list as soon as we can. Whatever. I mean, just communication.
That's a good point. The notification bar can include an email sign up, so it could be a way to say, sign up for our email list to be notified immediately when we reopen, or when we, so that could be a way to get at least business that you would have got previously. At least you're reaching back out to them, and worst case, you're just getting them on your email list.
Marianne wrote us something about security in Zoom.
Yeah. I mean, I think that could be, Marianne can reach out to Zoom if she needs to. I've been comfortable with it, and nowadays, if you're worried about privacy, then it's hard to be on the internet. But you definitely pick and choose what you're going to do, and but definitely do your own research on. It's fine.
Was there anything we didn't address, Donato?
Let's relook at the list. I think definitely getting an email out to the clients is a big one. Notification bar is a big one. Google Business and updating the website are two easy things to do that most business owners don't have time to address. And then just in general, just working on if you never did a business plan for your company, or reading up on different, basically just re-looking at your business and kind of doing some business development that you typically wouldn't have time to do is just a great use of your time as well, to get through this. And staying in touch with clients and your employees frequently will be very important to make sure that.
I want to speak to something through Donato. That when this all first hit, I thought to myself, "Oh boy." And I in trouble. My client is the small business client, the small business owner. Are they going to want to spend a dime, any money? The reality is the money that's coming to us as small business owners, if you filed properly, might in some cases be more money coming in than you might even make in a regular week. And I am encouraging you, we're going to go back to business. We are. Take a hairdresser. You think by the time we're out of this, they're not going to be booked solid. They're going to be booked. Pandemic haircutting. But the bottom line is that if you have any money coming in, the most worthwhile investment, the things we gave you today, you can do, they don't cost anything. But investing in a website, understanding that people come to me all the time, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, email marketing, speaking, and you have to do the right things for your company. But where do they all go? They go back to your website. So all your marketing efforts, to me, are completely diluted if you don't have a contemporary, dynamic, compelling website that gives a buyer's journey, that tells the viewer what you want them to do and what you want them to buy. So I'm not a web designer. I'm not a web developer. I work with Donato, but I am really good at knowing what you need to do to drive a client, where they're going. That's to your website, and when they get there, if it says 2009 and it looks like you never paid attention to your business, it's not good. And so again, I don't sell websites, I sell business development. I can't encourage everybody enough. to think about what can you do short term, that's our checklist, and what can you do in the next 5-6 weeks that we have, so that when things start to develop, whether you're online, in person, which I'm sure is going to be a mix of both, that you are ready, armed and ready to run a great business in this country.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the next steps, we're going to send out the checklist and the recording to everybody who attended, and please let us know how we can help. We're offering free consultation as well, call. So if anybody wants to set up a separate time with us, we'd love to do that, because we're definitely looking forward to helping small businesses with whatever they need. And
talk to me. You want to work with Donato or me, or you want to do something together, we're here. Looking to help.
Great, thank you for jumping on, Shelly. We're going to be doing some more webinars coming up. The next one probably will be on more nuts and bolts of Google My Business. That's probably going to be the next one. We're going to try to think that through further, as things keep coming out with whether you can save edits. I do think collecting the reviews will be important as well. But yeah, thanks, and we'll be in touch with everybody soon, and we hope you stay healthy and safe.
Stay healthy and safe. Thank you so much, Donato.
Thank you.
All right, take care. All right, bye-bye.